Rain fell in a lazy drizzle over the busy New York streets where umbrellas bloomed. Like black flowers, and people passed by with their lives too full to notice the forgotten dot in a corner near Fifth Avenue. Lena, wrapped in an oversized coat, sat on a piece of cardboard beside her worn-out suitcase. Her eyes followed the raindrops, sliding down the metal railing like she was watching time itself slip away. Just across the street, stepping out of a sleek black Bentley, Adrian Blackwood, the youngest billionaire CEO in Manhattan, adjusted his cufflinks, known for his sharp mind and colder heart. He had little patience for emotions or distractions. He was headed to a charity gala that evening. Not because he believed in the cause, because the board expected it and his ex-fiancée would be there. But what he didn't expect was Lena. Their worlds collided when she tried to return a $100 bill one of his staff had dropped near her. She could have kept it, but she didn't. He turned, surprised. "You could have kept the money," he said. "I could have," she replied, looking him straight in the eye. "But then I'd be lying to myself, wouldn't I?" Something about her, the honesty, the quiet defiance, struck a strange chord. He studied her for a moment. Then, almost impulsively, he said, "What's your name?" "Lena." "You need money," she chuckled dryly. "That obvious?" He ignored the sarcasm. "I'll pay you $5,000 for one night." Her brow lifted. "Excuse me, I need a date for an event. Tonight, clean up, wear what I give you, and pretend you're someone presentable." Lena's pride flared. "You think I'm not?" Adrian smirked. "You're a homeless woman in a coat 5 sizes too big, sitting in the rain. You look the part. But you don't talk like it. That's what interests me." Lena hesitated. Her mind screamed no. But her stomach, her tired feet, and the cold gnawing at her ribs said, "Yes, and after tonight, you leave me alone." She asked forever. "Fine, but I want half the money up front." He nodded. Cut to a luxurious penthouse suite. Lena stands awkwardly in front of a floor-length mirror. A stylist brushes out her hair. A designer fits her into a simple but elegant black dress. For the first time in years, she sees herself as someone who belongs. Adrian walks in, suited in midnight blue Armani. He gives her one look and actually pauses. "You clean up well. And you still sound like a jerk," he chuckles. "Let's go, Cinderella." Asterisk, asterisk, the grand ballroom shimmered with chandeliers and the sound of live violins. As Adrian and Lena entered, every eye turned toward them. Whispers followed. "Who is she? Definitely not from around here. Is that Adrian's new girlfriend?" Lena walked with practiced grace, but inside her nerves screamed. Her fingers trembled as she held Adrian's arm. He leaned in slightly and whispered, "Just smile and pretend they don't exist." "I'm used to pretending," she muttered back. He paused. That wasn't just sarcasm. There was a depth in her voice that hinted at real pain. But the moment passed as a socialite approached them. "Adrian, you finally brought someone?" said a blonde woman in a sparkling dress. "And she's different." "This is Lena," Adrian replied coolly. "She's everything this room lacks: honesty." The woman blinked. Charming. Later, while Adrian was pulled into a business conversation, Lena stepped out onto the balcony to catch her breath. She stared out at the city lights, overwhelmed. A deep voice interrupted her thoughts. "Beautiful view, isn't it?" She turned to see Richard Vale, Adrian's rival, and a vulture in a tuxedo. "You don't belong here," said, sipping his champagne. Lena raised an eyebrow. "Neither do egos that big, but here we are." He smirked. "You're clever. But this world chews people like you up." "Maybe I bite back," she replied, and walked away. Montage. The following days, Lena continues dating Adrian publicly. Fancy restaurants, red carpets, interviews. But behind closed doors, she remains grounded, sleeping on the guest room couch, sipping tea in pajamas, and calling him out on his arrogance. One evening, as they argue over a minor issue, she snaps. You think money can buy people's silence? It doesn't. It just makes the noise quieter. Stares at her, speechless. No one speaks to him like this. Later that night, he finds her sitting on the rooftop, staring at the stars. I had a life once, you know, she says softly. A fiance, a job, a future. What happened? Adrian asks, genuinely curious. He died. Car crash. I spiraled. Depression. Lost my job. Rent piled up. Then, ... streets. A long silence. I thought I was saving you from your life, he said finally. She smiled bitterly. You're the only one who ever even asked what that life was. Gala night approaches. Adrian's company is hosting a high-profile gala. Media, investors, his ex-fiancé, everyone will be there. Lena is hesitant. I'm not like them, Adrian. I never will be. You're not supposed to be. That's why I want you there. The night of the gala, Lena looks stunning in a red gown, hair in waves. But the minute they walk in, it begins. His ex, Vanessa, walks up. She's your date. What is this, a charity stunt? Lena tries to stay calm, but whispers and laughter swirl around her. Someone intentionally spills wine on her dress. Another woman says loudly, did they pull her out of a soup? Kitchen. Adrian steps in. Enough. The room falls silent. He grabs the mic from the stage. You all pretend to care about charity. Yet when someone who's lived it walks in, you humiliate her. She's more real than any of you. He turns to Lena, takes her hand and says into the mic, I hired Lena as a date. But somewhere between the lies, she became the only truth I know. Gasps. Which is why I'm asking her right now. He drops to one knee. To be my wife. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Silence gripped the grand ballroom like a storm waiting to break. Lena stood frozen. The crowd staring, phones recording, and Adrian on one knee holding out a diamond ring that sparkled brighter than the chandeliers above them. She looked at him. Not the billionaire. Not the CEO, but the man who sat with her on rooftops. Who listened to her past, who stood up for her when no one else did. Lena, he said, voice steady, this started as a lie. But you, ... You're the first real thing in my life. I don't? Want to go back to who I was before you? Tears welled in her eyes. Adrian, I'm not perfect. I'm messy. I carry pain and I don't belong in this world. He stood up slowly, still holding her hand. Then let's make our own world. The crowd held its breath. Lena's voice trembled. Yes? Gasps. Applause, and suddenly the cold judgmental room erupted into cheers. Asterisk, asterisk, cut to. A quiet street. Days later, Lena walks past the same corner she once sat on. A homeless teen sits there now, arms folded tight in the cold, without a word. Lena takes off her scarf and wraps it around the girl. Leaves behind a card. Everyone deserves a second chance. It has the address of a women's shelter funded by Adrian's company. Asterisk, asterisk. Final montage. Lena helping launch a foundation for homeless youth. Adrian attending board meetings with less ego, more empathy. The couple laughing in a kitchen, burning toast together. It's their wedding, intimate, on a rooftop, under the stars. Just them, their journey. And no judgmental eyes. Asterisk, asterisk. They say the world doesn't change. But sometimes all it takes is one person, brave enough to see past what you are and believe in what you could become. I was broken, hired, judged, loved, and in the end, I was chosen. Asterisk, asterisk, inspired by the kind of love that doesn't ask where you came from, only where you're going next. The end. The end.